What's up, everybody? It is your girl, Midnight. Happy Hump Day. It is Wednesday. Happy Hump Day. So, y'all see my title says Toxicity, and we just don't never know. We just never know what others may be going through. That's what my title says, okay? So, we basically finna go into the story, and I have a real life story that almost reminds me of kind of like what this is. Because, see, when I say you don't never know what other people may be going through behind closed doors, you just don't never know. So we're gonna be talking about that YouTuber. I like him too. I am subscribed to his channel. And I like his food. It seems like, see, he been out for a long time too. Let me stop my music. Him and Be Love, okay, them two right there, because he definitely won. He up in that ranking for me. Him and Be Love. I think I've been watching them two food mukbangers the longest. And it seemed like no matter what it is that they both eat, that shit, first of all, looks so delicious. And it's just the way that they eat the shit, I guess. The way that they eat the food itself, it makes you just want to have the food. You know what I'm saying? Because the food just look, first of all, super delicious. And then the way that they eat the food, the way that they present the food, okay? And I love his intro. So I got a couple videos that we can just gonna watch a couple mukbangs. It's like a memory lane type thing with the YouTuber Lips, okay, and his situation, which is unclear still. So facts are not really put out there yet, because that man did deal with like health issues too. So what we hear is that there was a situation where him and his husband were, I guess, in toxicity. That's what I seen with the latest interview that everybody seen too. I'm sure y'all seen that already. So that's why I didn't put that here, because it's all over the place from Facebook to YouTube to TikTok. But it seemed like they had an altercation that went left. You know what I'm saying? However, like I said, the man had been dealing with some medical issues. That's why I got a few videos that was maybe like weeks out that he did when he was on live, because he was in the hospital on one of them lives. Um, and he had to have some kind of like heart surgery or something like that. So I don't know if they're looking at the fact that if he was shot, that could have been something to kick off what was going on with him with his medical issues, because he were dealing with medical issues. That's something that the man was dealing with. Um, but it's just like this. Everybody probably was looking at him and his husband like they look like they happy people when they were doing videos together. Like they look like they were happy. And you wouldn't think that underlining, well, there's no perfect relationship with nobody. So I mean, everybody go through shit in a relationship. So whether you married or not, because they were married. But most people don't think that far ahead of what somebody could possibly be going through. You know what I'm saying? And what could possibly cause somebody to do what it is that they need to do. Now, with that interview that everybody's seen, though, the sister did get on there, and I like what she was saying, though, because she wasn't being personally biased neither. You know what I'm saying? She was not being personally biased with the way that she responded. That's what I like about her, because when she was saying that they both were very toxic people, she included her own brother on that. And she's saying that she's not gonna jump the gun as to what happened because she was not there. So that is the right kind of mindset to have anyway. She was not there. And then not to mention she said that her brother does have very much controlling ways. Now she would know that because she's a sister. So that means before he had a husband, she knew his ways. So it wasn't like she was not saying that, okay, potentially my brother could have caused whatever happened to him, or it could have been the other person. And she was saying that she's not going to really be mad at the husband because she wasn't there, and because she really don't know what happened. But she was just saying that she wished that the husband had at least reached out to the family and let them know that he was in a hospital prior before, because they didn't know that he was there. And they learned that he was there, I'm guessing, after his expiration, but he had been in the hospital 6 days prior. So you just don't ever know. And that's a real life thing though, because I know something like that happened for real. You know what I'm saying? Where here it is, a couple, everybody looking at to be like happy, because when they at everything, you know what I'm saying, they look happy. They seem happy, you know what I'm saying? They're at everything, they participate in everything. You know, the husband and the wife seem happy. But then you learn that the husband unalived his wife, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like shit like that happened for real, you know what I'm saying? And that's a true story, you know what I'm saying? Like when we learned that the husband unalived the wife, that was kind of like a shocker to everybody, because we will look at them from the outside looking in like they look happy and everything like that. But it's a lot of things that go on behind closed doors that people just don't know. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of like this here. Nobody would have thought that that guy's husband would have did what he did if he even had anything to do with that, or even if that's the thing that was connected to his death, because it could not, might not even be that. However, they do have him in custody though. Let me go down and speak to some people. How you doing, Miss Katina? So they do have that man's husband in custody, I guess, until they do a investigation of what they need to do, as usual, per usual with anything. And usually spouses do be first suspects. So that's not uncommon. If you are married and something happened to your significant other, the other significant other will be looked at a first suspect until you are cleared. That's just the way things go. You know what I'm saying? So we don't even know if the shot or the gunshot was even connected to causing his death. Because, like I said, the man dealt with other major medical conditions that he was battling with. Okay. Um. Hey, beautiful. Hey, how you doing, Miss Camille? She said, "Hey, everybody on the live. Thank you for the share." But it's just real life. You know what I'm saying? You can look at somebody, how you doing, Miss Donna? You can look at somebody and assume, how you doing, Miss Jackie? Assume that these people are extremely happy and really not know what's going on behind closed doors to cause things like this to go left. And then everybody is like, oh wow, you know, I wonder what happened and why did that happen? I watch Beloved too. Yeah, him and Beloved are like my top when it comes to like food mukbangs. Those are the top ones that I watch. You know what I'm saying? All of their food look good, and they just make the food look even better the way they eat it. The way that they eat the shit, it just looks even better. Okay. Lips was the first person that I follow. Yep, I've been following him for a long time. I love his intro too, his new intro. I mean, you know, intros change over time, but I do like his newest one that he got. That shit is upbeat, okay? It's upbeat. Happy Wednesday. How you doing, my Brenda? So everybody's speaking. So it's just, you never know. That's why I talk about toxicity all the time, though, because the way that the sister was talking about it, it seemed like they had a love-hate relationship, and you know that's true too. That's possible. A lot of people have a love-hate relationship, which means that they love the person that they choose to be with, although they have periods of times where they can't stand each other, and the behaviors of that will show. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes when you have a love hate relationship, that can be almost semi concerning. It is concerning. It's not semi concerning because toxicity altogether is concerning alone. It depends on your level of toxicity as well. This is why I said, nah, I couldn't deal with that mess. You know what I'm saying? No way. How you doing, Miss Alicia? No way, no how. Okay? But you just don't never know. Today was a open today was the open for me. I went to the hospital for my mammogram thinking I had cancer. Thank God it was just a cyst. They took my clothes and put me in a hospital bed. It was very scary. Well, thank God that is nothing but a cyst. But do they feel like that cyst needs to be shrinking, or do they feel like they want to remove that, or what they doing with that? You know what I'm saying? What they gonna do with that? How you get your hair? How you got your hair done? What kind of style you got, Miss Alicia? I see you enjoyed your vacation. Yes, we did. Enjoyed. We had so much fun on a vacation. And the next one will be coming up in June for me and my husband's anniversary. Okay. We will be on another trip in June. So so with toxicity, people, I don't think that's healthy for nobody. Um, Especially if you find yourself like just doing extreme things and arguing every day with people. I mean, people got to find their way out of toxicity because sometimes you just don't find your way out. It ends like this, okay? It ends just like this. And like I said, with the story that's close to home to me is we know somebody who took his life out. You know what I'm saying? We know someone who did that. He unalived his wife. Hmm. And to everybody else from the outside looking in, that was a shocker to them because like I said, when they always came around people, people always think that they had almost, it's not no perfect marriage, but you know how some people just look extremely happy, and people will almost think like nothing really major goes on behind closed doors with them people. But sometimes them be the couples that actually go through a lot of shit, you know what I'm saying? And they situations end up like this right here, especially if the person who's in that relationship is trying to do what's necessary to remove themselves from the relationship. Meaning that you're doing every step you need to do to remove yourself from it because you want better. And then me being a person that I am, I'm not gonna encourage another woman to stay nowhere where that woman is being mistreated. I don't care, same sex couples and all. I'm not gonna give that kind of advice to nobody. I'm not gonna give that kind of advice to nobody because that's my kin, or that's my brother, or that's somebody who I extremely connect myself to in a close way. I'm not gonna never say to a person who they are with that they supposed to just take that kind of behavior from a motherfucking person because first off, that's my family, or that's a close friend of mine, or you're married to them, so you're supposed to put up with shit like that. I'm not gonna be giving that kind of line of advice to nobody. Okay? Because if you just want to remove yourself from toxicity, that's the best thing to do. Because, like I said, some situations turns out just like this, and this is not the first one. It's not going to be the last. Okay, that's just simple. They said it comes and goes, nothing to worry about. Thank God. Oh, okay. Oh, you say you got some box braids. That's what's up. Oh, the knotless ones. That's what's up. I tried knotless braids in my hair, but with the kind of texture hair I got, Miss Alicia, that just didn't work. My shit gets so dried and shriveled up. It's like it don't even matter that I put cause certain edge control works real good with natural hair, and I do use that, but my hair sweat a lot too. So when I tried that, my daughter gave me some of them before. So bohemian braids too, she did. They were cute, but I couldn't keep them up too long because my hair texture wouldn't allow that because it seemed like it would get real thick at the roots like that with them knotless braids. Now box braids I can do. Knotless braids, not so much with my hair texture. I can't do it. He adopted daughter. His adopted daughter is with her mother now. So Who? Mr. Lips had an adopted daughter? I didn't know that. That's that. I didn't know that. But I did like both of them too. You know what I'm saying? I like watching both of them. So we got some videos just to go down. I got a couple mukbang videos of him that he did alone, and then I got a couple videos with him and his husband in it. And like I said, it's just a real definition of not knowing what somebody really truly go through. And this investigation is still ongoing. They don't know really what was the cause of that man's death. They don't know if it was related to gunshot wounds, or they don't know if it was related to him having issues with clots or whatever it have you with hearts, issues with your heart, because he did undergo a couple surgeries recently, having stents put in his heart due to clogs. Okay, so we don't know. Okay, that's still an ongoing thing. However, they do still hold the significant other, because the significant other will be a suspect no matter what. If something were to happen to my husband, they're going to look at me first, okay? Until I'm cleared, they're still going to look at me because I am the wife, okay? And if I was the last person around him, I'm still going to be considered a suspect. That's just how they clear you out. That's how they do process of elimination with a lot of shit when it comes to investigation. Box braids took my edges out. LOL. I said never again. But you gotta with braids. That's why I say when you get braids though, some people like for them people to part their hair real little. You know what I'm saying? Like when you get them box braids and shit, they like you to part their hair a little. With me, when I get my braids or my twists, I tell my hairdresser or my lady, my braider, I tell her do not part my hair small, because when your hair starts to grow and get old, you know how braids get old and then it start thinning out right there. That'll pull your hair out. You know what I'm saying? You want them to part your hair a little bigger when they braid in that hair, so that it's not going to be falling out like that. Then you have to also keep in mind that retouches is a matter with braids, especially if you wear them a long time. That's why I don't like to wear mine for a long time neither, because if I'm not getting it retouched and you wear them too long, that's another indicator that you may be pulling out your hair. Okay. So that's why I don't wear them too long. So let's see. This is the person right here that we speaking about right here. That's him and his husband. That's Lips on the left, right there, with the black shirt on. His husband, his name Cameron. They call him Production for a nickname, but his name Cameron. Cameron. That's him in the red shirt, okay. And then this is him right here. I like him. I just like the way he talk, honey. I just like the way he talk. It's just everything. You know what I'm saying? I do. You know. So we finna go off into some of these videos right here, just to show y'all one that he did when he was recently in how this was 3 weeks. This could have been like 3 weeks ago or something like that. These are recent, you know what I'm saying? A month ago, they were celebrating their anniversary for making 6 years of marriage, that kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? So you just would never know, you know what I'm saying, what somebody going through or what somebody capable of doing, because we can't say that he couldn't have been an aggressor. That's what I'm saying. That's why I respect his sister response when she were doing an interview, because she not telling the public, oh, you know how some motherfucking people do. They condone wrongdoing with their family members, knowing the motherfucker wrong. You know he a woman beater or she's a man beater, however you gonna put it. You know these people have these kind of characteristics and traits, but although when something happens to them or when they do something to somebody else, they're not faulted for what they do, but they got a whole track record of doing this shit. You know what I'm saying? So she not upholding that shit. She's basically saying that she can't be mad at the husband, and she won't be, because she don't know what happened. She basically did still say in so many words that they both did things to one another, first both of them being toxic. She also said that her brother has very much so controlling ways. And he's been that way when it comes to family, friends, or anybody else. And you got to add his personal relationship in there too. So she was not one of those people that was not being personally biased, like some people do. They condone it and uphold that kind of mess. You know what I'm saying? When it comes, especially family, they be condoning that mess. So I respect her for actually just saying that. Now, watch this video. This was the one where he was in the hospital where he was saying that he had a heart attack and that he had to have some work done on his heart where it was concerning to him having stents in, and this was not too long ago. You know what I'm saying? He's actually in the hospital here. So we're gonna let this roll.
You guys know, I know he's on a road, and y'all haven't seen me since Monday night live. We went live on Monday. Can y'all hear me okay? Hey, good job, son. Hey, Zane, what's up, hey, Furry World. Y'all can hear me fine, okay? Hey, big baby red. So, we went live Monday night, and y'all, I had a heart attack on Tuesday. Production and I were in we were at home and we were talking about we were going to shoot 2 videos. Played Lottie Bounce, we were going to shoot 2 videos on Monday. And we were sitting there talking in the kitchen and pulling out the food. I was telling them that we need to untalk and stuff. And we were talking to each other. I was in our bedroom laying across the bed. And thank you, Jessica. And production said, all of a sudden I just stopped talking. Thank you, Victoria. And of course, I didn't know anything. When I woke up, when I came to myself, I was in the hospital strapped down to a bed. And they were, I was in heart surgery. I said, Yukiki, how you doing? I was in heart surgery. And they said in my front LAD, right? My front LAD, what the vein is? Blood vessel. My front LAD blood vessel, which is lateral, something descending, lateral, something descending blood vessel was completely clogged. And I've been trying my best to get it situated how I could go live with you all and do a live up because I still got goals. And like I told you, the devil is not going to win. I'm not going to let the enemy defeat me. The show must go on. I know, Toya, because the man told me, because the second half of the heart surgery, I was awake. I couldn't feel anything, but I could hear them talking and them telling me what they were doing to me and everything. And so they got my artery, they got it opened up, and they had to put 2 sticks in it to keep it open. And so I know a lot of y'all have been emailing me, and I know Savannah, a good friend of mine, Savannah Westbrook, I called and talked to him this morning, talked to her, however you want to say it this morning, about, what's happening and everything. Hey, Jermaine Richards, how you doing? Hey, Danielle. Hey, Lasonia. We definitely okay. And yeah, so I had to have heart surgery on Monday. Tuesday. So that's where I've been. A lot of y'all have been emailing me and getting on to me saying, we thought you was back in the groove and you was putting videos out every day and but I was. And I do want to be there with you guys so bad. I do, but at this time, I have to try to take care of myself. And so the doctor told me I was really lucky to still be here. But as I told you guys a couple of weeks ago, as long as I'm walking in my purpose for what God has for me, I know everything's going to be okay.
So that was him recently, weeks ago. Okay, you might want to say maybe a month ago, where he had to have some kind of surgery on his heart. So She said, "Good evening, sis. How are you? Happy Wednesday. Hope everybody's enjoying their evening. How you doing, Nene?" And y'all speaking. She said, you cannot let them grab them edges with small braids. You have to make those braids bigger with less hair." Yeah. I'm just saying, that's what I'm saying. You can't let them, because a lot of people like for them parts to be little. Not me. When I get braids, I don't tell my braider to part my stuff small, because when they get old, and if you're not constantly getting them retouched, they're gonna break off. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna break your hair. So you don't want to do that. That's the rule to braids that you just don't want to do. Cause that pull your hair out. How you doing, Miss Latuska? I meant to say make your parts bigger. The bigger the box, the more strength the braid holds. Exactly. You got to tell them to make the part bigger. That's the key, people. That's why I did not like micro braids at all. I did not wear them one time. I got them braids and that was it. Okay. And you have to constantly keep getting those motherfuckers retouched. But you have to make sure if you wear braids, even with my twists, do not part my shit small. Always part my parts bigger. Okay. Because like she said, it's going to hold more with the hair that they're using. And then when your hair is growing, it's not going to be just thin. And you know how sometimes the braid is heavy right there on the edges of your hair, that hair too heavy and it's pulling. So it's going to pull your hair off. Yeah, don't do that, y'all. Uh-uh. So y'all see that he was in the hospital, right? So like I said, a lot of people don't really know what the real is. We don't know if that gunshot wound was the reason to that man's death, or if it had to do with him having clots, because that's what he dealt with, related to his heart. You know what I'm saying? Could have been related to that. You know what I'm saying? The gunshot wound could have basically triggered something like that to happen. You know what I'm saying? It could have been a little bit of both, but I'm just saying it's just still fucked up that it's still fucked up that his husband had to feel like you have to use firearms on your husband. So, you know, you just don't never know what be going on. That's a big man. You know what I'm saying? They both men at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? They both men. They homosexual men, but they men. How you doing, Miss Wanda? They both men at the end of the day. Now let's get off into this shit. This mukbang. Boy, like I said, when I be watching his mukbangs for real, it be the mukbang for me. It's definitely the mukbang for me, and it's the intro for me. Let this shit rock.
Wait a minute, y'all. Comment, like, and share, and comment. Comment, like,
Hey,
and share. Your boy done switched up on you.
Hey, hey.
Lying to me, and I know you lying. Period. Like this.
That intro, everything. Look at that food, bro. Look at this. He got chicken, potato salad, greens, and macaroni and cheese,
y'all.
baby.
Look, if this is your very first time to
given.
this channel, run over there and subscribe for me. And after you subscribe, make sure you hit that notification bell. It's right there beside the word subscribe, so that you'll be notified each and every time that we upload a video. And then welcome to this great family. Now that you're part of it, there's some things that we do. And we do it every single day.
You need to give me some of that shit right now.
And these onions, y'all. Those things are comment like a share and go take for the team. Comment like a share and go take for the team. Comment like a share and don't forget to comment like a share. Comment like a share. Comment like a share. Don't forget to comment like a share. Comment like a share. Comment like a share. Don't forget to don't forget to comment like a share. Okay, guys, check this out. We're gonna break. We're gonna get to the goodness. Here we go. Hey,
baby, he's so
man,
dramatic.
How y'all doing today? Open to the side. The beans in the building, y'all. There go. The beans in the building, y'all. There go. Let's get that refreshing. He is, you guys, little Ben has that not to do with him today.
Y'all can't tell me that food don't look scrumptious now.
You guys, I got
look at that shit he got in front of him.
Way up in the top of the description box in blue. Hit that link and right there and get your little tight sauce. And your little smirk. Okay, you got today.
Look how you finna be eating that shit though. What's that for me?
Fried chicken wings. We have got some potato salad. We got the leftover mustard greens. And we got us some macaroni and cheese. Let's get to eating. Let's get eating. Let's get eating. We need a thumbnail.
Make sure y'all react to the live. Share the live too. Look at them wings.
I don't know.
Baby, please.
I'm just playing, y'all. We'll get a thumbnail somewhere throughout there. Or something another.
They food always look marvelous. I say marvelous.
That'll be a thumbnail. That right there be the thumbnail. All right, make it eat. Make it eat.
Look how he finna be eating this shit though.
Mac and cheese gonna be first. Can y'all hear that?
Man, it's the way he be eating for me. Like, boy, you gotta share that shit.
Yes, sir. That'll make it cheese.
Look, he's so dramatic.
I'm gonna dip that macaroni and cheese with.
I know that shit good.
It's cheesy too.
Look, just the teasing us for real. It be doing that for me. Him and Be Love. Him and Be Love, they make their food look good. I don't give a fuck if it is something you don't like. The way they eat they shit, it makes you want it.
89 bunches. I eat them green. I sure did. You about them. Better get about the last of them, y'all. You better get about the last of them, honey.
Baby, stop playing, boy.
The chicken is air fried. You guess it is. It's air fried. Yes, it is. So, let's see what it's work with. I'm putting some hot sauce on too. I am. I'm putting a little hot sauce on there. Get your bite.
Boy, look at that shit. Ooh.
Okay.
And the way he eating that shit, boy.
With no breading.
It's how he eat for me. Give me some shit.
That ain't taste just good.
Baby, give me some of that good shit. Let me get some too. Look, she said I'm hungry. I want some mac and cheese now. Listen, that shit look marvelous. Do you hear me? Spectacular. The fuck? Right, it be they smack for me. Now I can listen to his and Be Love smack. Be Love be outrageous with her shit too. But I still like her videos though. I still watch her. You know what I'm saying? I do. Let's go to some more of his videos I got on here. This is one, I want to say, is this one on their anniversary? Let this play.
Whatever time you said it for, I just realized that. That's why it didn't go right earlier. Hi.
Yeah, this their anniversary. That they just recently celebrated 6 years.
Oh, hello. Hello.
So, but this is the question I'll be wondering with homosexual couples. Who was supposed to be more of the feminine one? Because they both act flamboyant to me. Both of them act flamboyant to me. He do, and so does his husband. So I don't know who. I guess it might be him though, because he don't want to get his nails done. I guess he the more feminine one, I guess.
How you doing?
Look, but don't he sound feminine too? You can't tell.
Happy anniversary! Thank you.
Good evening.
Baby, I can't tell.
What up, oh, that's it. Good evening, happy anniversary. Let me come to the
It's definitely rest in peace to him, though. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace to him. Make sure y'all react to the live and make sure you share.
Yeah.
It's definitely rest in peace to
I
him.
don't know if it felt like it enough.
straight to his both of their family shit, because they both loved his husband too. And his husband got a family. They didn't want this shit to happen. I'm sure neither one of their families didn't want this shit to go down the way it did.
Angela Pittman, Tamika. Y'all been here deep early tonight. Hey, Lady Tigers, thank you. Hey, Misa Fryman, Naturally Us, Octavia Henry, Sherry Montoya, Tanya Rainey. Portia who? Is this
Portia Williams?
Hi, girl.
Yes.
Never spoke to you in a while.
Her hair is fire. Have y'all ever had some naked hair from Portia?
Naked hair, girl.
Now, if you're going to buy some units, you better buy some good hair. She got some good ass hair. Her naked hair, that's the name of her brand.
Please don't forget to go. Hey, Pamela.
It is some good shit, too.
Hey, Summer Breeze. Alicia Branch, Angie Culberson, Rosetta.
Don't they look happy though? I mean, this is what people will look at though. They look like they happy. You know, you can't tell things behind closed doors of what they present themselves like on camera. That's the whole point of it. That's the whole gist of it. You just can't never tell, right? Because they both look very happy here.
Kath Carr, Cecilia Robinson.
But it must have been something deeper than that, boo. Behind closed doors had to. One of them not here no more.
Oh, thank you. That you're enjoying it. I am Carolyn Graham.
Hey, Fantastic Monroe.
Hey, Fantastic Monroe. Hey, boo. Linda France, how you doing?
Happy anniversary.
Dr. Matthew Popper, Dana Pittman, hi.
This day anniversary.
Donna Hobbs, Tony Atkins, Shalimar Crump, Florence Burke, Steph C, Linda Whistler, Nikki, Wilkins, Rare Diamond, Black Queen, Bees, Catering LLC, Brianna, Jay, Kiana Johnson, hey, Liz and Helper, hey, Bees, Catering LLC,
How you doing?
Lisa Fryman, Octavia Henry, Sherry Montoya, Alice.
Thank you.
There's something over back there, but people when there's something back out here.
Baby, no.
Michelle Johnson, Sandra Kay, Angela Thompson, Tony Atkins, Michelle Robinson, Rare Diamond, Black Queen, Shay H, Brandon Neal.
We've been married 6 years.
Willisha Buford.
We've been together for like
Tanya Walker.
18, 19.
Been together for 18, married 6.
Michelle Gray Smith was first.
Forever.
We've been together 18 years, and we today we've been married 6 years. We got married March 26, 2019.
Wow.
Angel Drew, happy anniversary, best wishes to you.
But we can't be surprised, people. We just can't be surprised. I'm not surprised by shit in the world anymore. I don't know about a lot of other people, but I'm not. I'm not thrown off by situations like this. Because it happens to regular blue-collar motherfuckers. As I said, I know somebody who unalived his wife. Okay? I want an end piece of that chicken. I want the whole motherfucking chicken. It looks good, but I can't stand the smacking. You can't. Shit, on shit that look good. Midnight, did you see the one he pranked his husband? Nope. I think I remember the video. I should have went back and got some of them, but I was looking definitely on his channel today. So I don't know. I'm just going to go back into some of them old ass videos. But yep, I know some of them videos he done like that. Yep, where he used to prank his husband. That should be funny. Okay. Here go another mukbang. Let's watch this one right here. Then I got another video of him and his husband just on live. But they look happy though. You know what I'm saying? You just can't really tell. So let's just play.
Wait a minute, y'all. Count it like it's Sherry. Count it. Count it like it's
Hey.
Sherry. Your boy done switched up on you.
Count it like it's hey. Count it. Hey. Count it like it's Sherry. I like when you say period. Now look at that shit right there.
You guys look.
He got some cream style corn, some jalapenos, some good Hawaiian rolls, and that good motherfucking barbecue chicken. Come on, bro. You can't be presenting this good shit amongst us and not share.
How y'all doing today? How y'all doing today? Off to the side.
Not
Big
sure.
Ben is in the building, baby. Big Ben is here. Big Ben is here to help us out because we finna get to eating. Excuse me, y'all. Let's see if that's refreshing. Here is Big Ben. Has the Crystallite Red. Him today. And also, if you like your bottle of the Lips Hot Sauce, look way up in the top of the description box in blue. Hit that link and right there. You can get your Lips Hot Sauce. And your lips made. Okay, you guys, today. For the food, honey. We have got us some barbecue chicken wings. We do. We have got us some out of, what we got? Some Hawaiian dinner rolls. And we have got us some one cream salad and one whole kind of corn mixed together. All right, that's what we got. This is what we got. And anyway, y'all, let's get to eating. That shit, that's hot. I almost said, let's get eating, y'all. Let's get eating. Let's get to eating.
That's definitely
y'all,
good.
we got some,
yeah,
I got my hot sauce over here, and I got a little tad, just a little cone of Louisiana left over here. Because I want some hot sauce. I want some hot sauce. Now, make me a little hot sauce. Y'all, I did my bread. It's normally light bread. But we had these Hawaiian rolls that were left over. So I did my bread over in my cone. Like that. Like that. It's the world's best. We're trying to keep it that way.
Look how he be eating that shit though.
Let me try this. All right.
You got some nice
one, y'all, because the barbecue sauce, well, maybe not. I'm gonna do it anyway, y'all. Because the barbecue sauce, these nails are kind of rough, like they're not smooth. The type of glitter that it is. After she paints them white, and then she takes this like dip powder glitter, when she puts the top coat on it, and she pours it across it. So these nails here have, like they're rough, they're not smooth. So that color will get stuck down in there. So it is what it is. All right, y'all, let's get it. Ooh, hold up. Come back here, jalapeno. There's the chicken. There's the chicken. There you go. Let's see, just keep it on there right quick. Wow. That's it. That boy no thumbnail, I got these gloves on. Either way, go. That's it. All right, y'all. I'm hungry.
He must love chicken though. He eat that a lot. You see how he eating that shit?
I'm going to burn my lip again with this corn. I know that.
Baby. Don't do that. Nah, don't do that. Don't do that right there. He's the motherfucker.
I want to bite that in that pepper so bad, y'all.
Shit, you should have.
I definitely can have no little hot sauce and the pepper.
Look, he fucking that shit up, y'all. The shit good. It's all good.
I want a little hot sauce, y'all.
Baby, it's his mukbang for me.
But I'm gonna take me a little dip of this Louisiana here.
Definitely.
And I'm gonna be satisfied with it. Just into it. Just into it. Or maybe just a little dapper, man.
It be his mukbangs for me, y'all. I love watching him eat. Them too. Some people I just can't watch eat, but even though they both do a lot of smacking too, because B-Love do too. But it's just they food. I guess it's the way they present they shit. And it just looks delicious. So when some shit looks delicious, you just got to stare at that shit. You know what I'm saying? You just got to continue to look at some good shit that looks very good. And then when you see somebody eat the shit, it's just very satisfying. Just like that. You know what I'm saying? You said husband got real mad on that prank. Oh, yeah. They do be getting mad. I like pranks. I like watching pranks of different people. I like doing pranks my damn self. He likes pig's feet and neck bones. Yep, I see he like a lot of pork meat too. I noticed that he eat. as to why a lot of people say he probably should leave the pork alone though, because he have heart problems, or he had, because he's not no longer with us anymore, but he had a lot of issues with his heart. Now we're gonna go into this last video clipping right here. This is of him and his husband. They just on live chopping it up with their viewers and things like that. Let this play.
Do I got everything up here situated? I didn't even plug it up, baby. I didn't even plug it up. Let's plug it up. Hey, if y'all. Machine. Is the right picture on there?
Hey, Tony.
Hey.
What's up? First one in here. Fantastic, bro.
Fantastic, bro. Hey, boo. Hey, my boo. Hey.
Portia.
Hi, Portia.
I guess Tanisha Perry, Belinda Patterson. Hey, how are y'all? We are well.
We are quite well. How y'all doing? I'm starting my night routine. Can get ready to take this medicine. 9 o'clock. Start with plus I have to have surgery tomorrow. So
We don't know.
we don't know what's gonna go on tomorrow. So I decided I would come and see y'all today, tonight. Actually, I had promised my new dear friend this morning that we were going. And I actually called her and she said she was gonna be up for the live. So I decided that they gonna do it. Hey, Kelsey Diva. Hey, boy, I ain't seen you in a minute. Hey, The Dream. How you doing? So y'all have the surgery on my shoulders tomorrow again. Hey, Victor. What's up? How you doing? Hey, Tanisha.
And in this video,
Hey,
he was talking
Marion.
about some kind of surgery on his shoulder. So the man went through some kind of things medically too, though. You know what I mean?
I'm telling y'all in the videos. Hey, man, shut it up, boo.
Seems like he has some medical issues going on with him too.
Get pre-recorded. So that because I don't know how long I'll be down with my shoulders after surgery tomorrow. Hey,
I would just sit back and
I don't know what you're doing.
I was just here.
You seen what?
Here.
Doing too much.
Yeah, I had to cut it out. Thank you. Thank y'all so much. If y'all don't mind, would y'all please come live? I mean, please.
Hey, Marion Moore.
It would be it's so
God
great.
got you praying for safety and recovery in and out of surgery. Thank you, Tanisha. Thank you.
Oh, I'll upload stuff that they posted them. That's what's up.
Did we tell Tanya been in? Yeah, we did. Thank you, Tanya. Thank you for
She said,
thank you, Grateful Heart. Hey, Mary Reed. Sabina Love. I'm just gonna go to stuff that they posted on and well, tell thank you so much.
it wasn't it good. I mean,
Hey, Rhea High. Corn Starch Lady Mom and Wife. Thank you so much. We appreciate that. Thank you. So yeah, that's what I was telling y'all in the videos. I have been pre-recording videos for a while now to keep the videos going for you guys. Because I don't know how long I'll be down and how long I'll be out. Thank you so much, make sure for putting the cash up in the chat, baby. Thank you. I don't know, so I have you guys. I have like a lot of videos I've been recording. I started recording them prior to before I stopped the compilation. So I was recording new videos for y'all while I was putting the compilations up. So when I go out, like I will be tomorrow. Santina Love, thank you. We love you too, and we're praying for you too. So when I go out, everything will keep rolling. The videos will keep coming out, and hopefully, because they're gonna have surgery on both of my shoulders. So we don't know what the outcome is gonna be.
So it's just like this, people. Looks can be deceiving with a lot of shit. Looks can be very much deceiving. People can play pretend. A lot of people do come on the camera, play pretend when they're going through some real life horror shit behind closed doors. Okay, a lot of people know how to put on a fake smile for social media. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people truly just don't like folks in their business, and I get that. But people shouldn't be so quick to say that you know these people that y'all actually watching or that y'all actually see. See, y'all know them far as what they present themselves like on social media, and that's it. You don't know their real life characteristics. You don't know their capabilities. Okay, so that's why I really respect what the sister said, because although that is her brother, she knows what her brother could be capable of. She really possibly don't know what his husband could have been capable of. Okay, but the thing of it is she was still keeping that shit 100. She wasn't trying to sugarcoat shit. She wasn't trying to uphold or condone shit. You know what I'm saying? She let the world know that, yeah, my brother got controlling issues. He been having controlling issues. My brother just like things his way. And if he don't get his way, you know, it might go another way. You know what I'm saying? She still have respect for the husband. She's not actually putting this all on him as this to be his fault, because I'm like I said, we don't even know if his death from gunshot wounds was leading up to his death, or did it have something to do with what he was dealing with medically. Okay, so we just don't know. But this is just a whole lesson learned about toxicity altogether. So if you are in toxicity or in toxic relationships with people, you just need to analyze that, because the red flags do be early. We tend to ignore them, but they do be early on. Most times we tend to stay around people that show us their true colors, okay? And people will just have to find that out about people you deal with later down the line. And it is about how fast you move, okay, when it comes to toxicity. But sometimes toxic relationships ends up just like this, just like with DV, okay? When those females or males, because it's not just females, when those females or males tend to stay in a place where they shouldn't be and it's unhealthy for too long, some get it out safe, some make it out safe, but some just don't. Same thing with marriages, same sex couples and heterosexual marriages. It does not matter. Okay. But the thing of it is a lot of people think that they know people because you watch them on social media or you see these things on TV. So you think you know their characteristics. You don't. You don't know what somebody is doing to another motherfucker behind closed doors, how they treat them, how they talk to them. You don't know what somebody else is putting up with, vice versa. They don't know you. They can't say what you're really capable of and what you're not capable of. That's the whole point. Okay. So when we see stuff like this, it's just so unfortunate, but this is something that goes on in the world. Okay. It's just something that goes on in the world. Let me see. Do you know what his age was? Nope, I do not know how old that gentleman was. I don't even know how old his husband was. One time he had a black eye. Who? Which one? Are you saying the YouTuber or his husband? Everybody will probably say his husband looked very little compared to him. Shit, don't let that fool you either. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. It's I don't know. It's what people perceive out here. How you doing, Miss Augusta? It's the things that people perceive about people. They just look at the outer appearance and they figure like that person's supposed to be X'd out or something because either this person is a smaller person or this person is a bigger. Listen, y'all don't know these people. Y'all don't know what they're capable of doing. Y'all don't really know how they treat folks. Mm-mm. We don't know. So what you can try to do to better yourself is if you are dealing with somebody who's very toxic to you, and or you're in a relationship that's very toxic, you got to remove yourself before it gets to a point of where you it's too late and you're not able to remove yourself because something like this happens. Okay, that's what that's really about. So it's a choice, people, but it is still rest in peace to that young brother. I'm gonna say young brother. Oh, you're saying he had a black eye? Okay, so you saying he had a black eye before lip. Okay. See, you know what I'm saying? We just don't know. And like I said, his husband looked very small. You know, he's a little ass, he's a little person, but you can't you just can't put things past people. You just cannot put things past folks. I'm saying this is everything. You know, it's kind of like liking your favorite celebrity. You like what they do. You like what they do for fucking work. You like what they put out here, but you can't say that the motherfucker ain't capable of KILL in somebody. You can't say that the motherfucker ain't capable of being a woman beater or a man beater. Oh, because you like their music and you feel like you know enough about them, so you feel like you can tell the world their characteristics. No, the fuck you cannot. I say this all the time. I'm a big music fan of a lot of motherfucking people, but do I know their personal characteristics? Hell to the motherfucking all. R. Kelly is a big motherfucking prime example. Nobody don't know what that motherfucking man was capable of when he was doing what the fuck he was doing. We like his craft, which is his work. We respect his work, but can you say that you know what he capable of doing and putting all that inflicting all that harm on people? Can you say that he hadn't done it or that he couldn't have been possibly the person to do it? No, you don't know him. Hell, I love immature to the motherfucking wheels fall off, but I don't know now one of them motherfuckers' characteristics in real life. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck they're capable of fucking doing. Hell, Marcus Houston already been in the motherfucking publicity in the news for doing some weird shit. And I'm not gonna say that he ain't capable of doing it because I don't know him. You know what I'm saying? I love their work of what they put out here. That goes the same for you and me. Motherfuckers don't know what the fuck I'm capable of doing. Motherfuckers don't know what the fuck you're capable of doing. You know what I'm saying? That's it. We see what these people put out here. That's all you know them by is what they put out here. The work that they put out here, the work that they do. That's it. As far as anything else on a personal note, if your ass don't know them like that, you ain't gonna be able to tell another motherfucker, no, I just don't believe a motherfucker did that, or I don't believe that that could have happened. No, how do you not know that that didn't happen? How you know that person didn't do it? How you know? Because you basing it based off watching them. That's not good enough. Okay, to say that you know somebody's true characteristics, honey, because you just really do not. You really do not. So that's the eye opener with that. And it's just to move around when you see toxicity because they do show early signs on. We just tend to ignore and let red flags pass us by because of whatever reason. Maybe it's a whole lot of reasons to that shit too. I mean, it's so many reasons to why people ignore and choose to ignore red flags. And they all be selfish reasons. It be for your own selfish reasons anyway. But just pick up on the signs so you can be able to move the way you need to move. And then sometime when you do decide to move when you want to move or move in a different way, it still ends up bad. You know what I'm saying? It still go left because like I said, with the personal situation that I know, when he unalived his wife, she was trying to actually make shit better for her and her kids. You know what I'm saying? She was trying to actually get out of that marriage, move the right way, still letting this man see his children and shit. And some men just don't want a motherfucker to be happy when they choose to say yes to themselves. And they still end up doing some fuckery like that to where somebody still end up losing their life. You know what I'm saying? They'll still end up with the bad end of the ugly stick at the end of the day. And if you got kids, it's like they just lost both of their parents. The mother is unalive. The father, he's spending life in penitentiary for taking his mother, taking his wife out. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like that shit don't, you just gotta move along. Yeah, it'd be sad. So sorry this happened. Yeah, it's sad to hear. It's so sad to hear, but y'all know we don't have to deal with things we don't want to. People choose to. I mean, as bad as it to say it is, it's true. When people go through DV, you are really saying that you're putting up with that shit because you choose to stay. When you deal with somebody who verbally and physically abuse you, you saying yes to that as long as your ass stay. Cause it is a choice. You don't have to deal with that shit from nobody. If you're not happy with the person you with, you don't have to take that from no one. And I do mean nobody. This goes from the motherfucker you lay down with. This goes to your children. This goes for people you work with. This goes for whomever it is. You don't have to take that kind of shit from nobody. So when people choose to prolong and stay in things that's unhealthy, it's because they chose to be there. It was their choice to remain there because you can still move around. You can move around. You don't have to be there. You don't have to continue to go through that. And some folks like going through that shit. I mean, some people just like going through shit that's harmful, I guess. Some people like that type of action. If anybody have a problem, call someone for help. Yeah, or at least some people, like I said, some people don't like telling people their business. Rather, you know what I'm saying, because they don't know who they can really trust, and that's, I mean, understandable. But call somebody who you think you can talk to. You know what I'm saying, and let them know something. You know what I'm saying? So they can probably give you some kind of advice how to move. Because, like I said, maybe this could have been avoided. You know, this could have possibly been avoided. They've been together for a long time. They said they've been dating each other for like 18, 19 years, but they've been married for 6 years. And with both of them being toxic, I mean, because she did say they both were toxic, you know what I'm saying? That means they both chose to stay because maybe they loved each other and they wanted things to work. You know, that'd be the main reason. Oh, I love him or I love her. So I'm going to try to make things work if we married, or if you got children, you're going to try to make things work. But if you tried that already several times with a motherfucking person and it just didn't work, the first or the second time, it's time for you to probably go. Y'all don't have to be with your children's mothers or children's fathers because y'all got kids together. You don't have to be with them. You can co-parent, exist in different places, coexist in other places. You don't have to be with them, especially if it's not healthy for you. Because if it's not healthy for you, it's not going to be healthy for your kids neither. I mean, if you are in an unhealthy relationship with somebody and y'all argue and fight all day and you do have children, do you think that them witnessing that shit is healthy for them? I don't think so. And it does affect kids. A lot of people like to disregard their children feeling because you think they too young to understand. Y'all better stop underestimating these motherfucking kids. They watching. You know what I'm saying? Y'all better stop underestimating them like that, thinking that they don't know what the fuck's going on. Just like that shit make you feel some kind of way. It make them feel some kind of way, and it ain't healthy. You know what I'm saying? This is why kids tend to go off and doing other shit. They tend to move a certain way, and in ways that you don't understand. It's because of what the fuck is going on at home. You know what I'm saying? What you present before them. Like, make better decisions, people. We all had to do it eventually at one point in our lives. We had to. Hell, that's the sole reason why I chose to move the way I did. Shit, I had nothing but girls. I had nothing but girls. I can't be toxic forever. Shit, I can't be dealing with this toxic shit forever. I can't be on that. Now, at one point in time, shit, yeah, I said I didn't give a damn about being on that. Just like I know some other motherfuckers don't give a damn about being on that neither. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't give a damn about being on it. But I'm not finna keep on just putting myself in that kind of situation to where I know I'm not finna see this going nowhere. Why am I gonna constantly stay here? You know what I'm saying? Why am I gonna keep myself in a predicament like that? And it's not healthy for me or my girls. That's how a lot of people gotta think. How you doing, Miss Chantel? She said, "Hey, midnight and everyone on the live. How you doing?" Some people can't leave though. I've seen stories of women trying to leave and then the man found them and unalived them. Like here where I live, a woman called 911 screaming saying she needed help because her boyfriend was trying to unalive her and wouldn't let her leave. The cops took hours to show up and they showed up. Her head was blown off and the boyfriend was gone. But I'm just saying, when you leave, you don't want to go to places that your abuser know where you are. And sometimes when you like in DV, they can leave. They choose not to leave. You know what I'm saying? When you leave, you don't go places where they're gonna know where the fuck you are. You don't go to places where they know to find you at. You know what I'm saying? You leave. One thing that they will take their time doing is when somebody is in a crisis situation like that and they need help with the law, they may take too long to get there to where it's too late. You know, like her. That's how her shit ended up. But how did he find her? You know what I'm saying? He knew where to find her. You know what I'm saying? How did he find her? Why would you go to places where you know a motherfucker know you're gonna run to? That's something you that see, that's what they teach these people in DV. You don't want to go to places that your abuser known you to go to. And most DV shelters are not local, or they're not published. Okay, and that's the reason being they not published places. That's why most times when you do call for a shelter when it pertains to DV, you got to call 211, because 211 is gonna give you the address, but a lot of times those things are not published in white books or where you can look that shit up because it's DV. They try to protect the guests that come there, meaning that person's abuser is not going to be able to find them there. You don't run to places that you know these people are going to be at, or they know they find you at. You know what I'm saying? Go. And it's so many opportunities. I mean, that don't be the first opportunity. You be presented with so many opportunities to leave, yet they don't choose to leave. Sometimes that be the cause of their own demise. This is what I'm saying. Now, sometimes people may try to escape and you'll find them trying to they'll however they're getting away, you know what I'm saying? Whether they walking or taking a bus or whatever, they following you that way and you calling the law. But see, that's why you need more upstanding citizens though. Kind of like what I was talking about yesterday. That's kind of like what I'm saying. If a person was looking at somebody who seemed like they were running from somebody because they didn't want to be next to this person and they were abusing them, and you got so many motherfucking people seeing this verbatim, why wouldn't you think so many people wouldn't intervene in that and try to get the person some help? That's what I'm saying. This is what the world lack. Because see, a person should be able to get away with even help of other citizens, what somebody else saw or see. Okay, she's running from that man, or that man is running from that woman. What's going on? It's got to be something going on. Why would a motherfucker intervene? That's what I'm saying. Why would a motherfucker intervene then? You should want to intervene. Too many people ain't doing that. That's the problem. But them women have more than one opportunity to leave in. It's definitely a choice. You can leave. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, most motherfucking shelters, and this is universal, most shelters are not published and where you can look them up, especially if they are DV shelters. They not. You have to actually go through a resource like 211, and they're going to give you that. You know what I'm saying? They're going to give you that because they're not listed for a reason. They are DV shelters. Okay. They are not listed, meaning that if you were to stay there, and a lot of people choose to go there for a day or two, you're missing your abuser. You want to go run your ass back. Okay. Well, that's a choice of theirs. That's a choice of theirs. You know what I'm saying? But everything is a choice. A lot of those places are not listed. And that's the reason why they're not listed. They are DV shelters. Get away. Don't run to places where you have been to with your abuser. You know what I'm saying? Go to a public place if you got to. If you got to run into a public place where other people, because most times they don't have that much motherfucking balls, but then there are some that will. They don't give a fuck who around. They don't give a fuck who you around. They'll beat your ass down in the motherfucking public establishment. They will fuck you up still, even there, and unalive you there. Some of them just don't care. You know what I'm saying? But try to get around some people because, like I said, it's gonna be somebody out of that crowd that's gonna have some decency to at least intervene. Everybody ain't gonna just sit back and watch. You know what I'm saying? Like most motherfuckers today. That's what they do. Sit back and watch shit like that versus intervene or try to get somebody some help when you see the shit going on. You know what I'm saying? You see the shit before you. It's happening right before your eyes. But stop going to them people. And that's something that people have to learn. You know what I'm saying? That's a learning, individualized learning lesson for whoever this is, whoever the person is. You got to know when it's enough for you. Okay. And I guess people know when it's enough for them. But that's why they deal with stuff like that. Most times when you hear of women being unalive, it's because they stayed too long. But they sure did have a lot of opportunity to getting out. You just choose to run back and forth to that type of motherfucking man because he's telling you, oh, I never will do it again, or he's promising you some bullshit that you know is a lie. You know what I'm saying? But you yet gonna still believe in him because, for like I said, you got reasons. Oh, I love him. He's the only man that I know. I don't want to start over with other people. And it be all those kind of excuses, as to why somebody will try to working it out with a monster. until it is too late. Okay. And then a lot of people just don't like to say I told you so, but it is a choice. It's definitely a choice. Abusers put trackers on the phones and cars, and those trackers are put on cars that are very hard to find. Sometimes you can't find the tracker, or the victim doesn't even know there's a tracker in the car. And here where I live, there isn't any shelters for DV victims. Well, that's really sad. That's really sad if there isn't any shelters. Where do you live at? What state you in? What state are you in? Cause I don't know if I want to believe that one. I find that it's got to be at least one or two. You know what I'm saying? Cause DV is not. It's not no discrimination with DV. Just like they have homeless shelters damn near everywhere. I mean, there's got to be something for the women. Y'all got what state you in? You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I want to believe that one. You know what I'm saying? I don't think I want to believe that one. It's got to be at least one or two. I don't care if it's a county over. It's got to be something in your state. There's something there. You know what I'm saying? There's definitely something there in your state that caters to domestic violence victims. Okay. That's why y'all got to do your research in your city. I mean, I don't know if I want to believe that one right there. What state you in? What state you in? Hey, Midnight and everyone on the live. And I shared. Thank you for the share. It's DV shelters all over in every state. Like I said, what city you in? The city that you living in, there may not be a shelter there, but for the whole state, you telling me in the whole state of where you live, they don't have not one DV shelter? Nah, that's not possible. I was in Health and Human Services, honey. That's not it. That's not possible. They may be over in different counties, but they definitely exist. You know what I'm saying? They definitely exist. And you know why you probably can't find them? It's because, like I said, a lot of them not published. In order for you to know where shelters are located, you have to go through another resource of 211. But they definitely there. They definitely there. DV houses look like regular homes. Yep. Or some shelters just look like, regular buildings. You never know what the fuck they are. A person have been walking past a building not knowing what the fuck it has ever been until you have ever been in there with a motherfucking person saying, oh, this is shelter. You know what I'm saying? For DV. Family and friends need to start stepping in also. A lot of family and friends don't step up. They just turn a blind eye. And that's true. But a lot of people can't trust their family or friends. You know why? Let's use the What's Love Got to Do with It movie. That was actually a real story, right? So we're going to use that. That's based off actual events. That's her life. Um, when you think about What's Love Got to Do with It, the movie, you know what she was going through with Ike, and she ran to her mother. What her mother do when he called? When she was on her way to her mother, trying to get out of that relationship, taking her kids in the middle of the night to her mother, he gave her mother a call. All it took for some green dividends for her to open her motherfucking mouth. She sold her motherfucking daughter out. This is how he was able to find her in the midst of traveling over there to her mama house. She didn't even make it. He ended up finding her because the mother told the mother told him where she was on her way to. That's what some of these motherfucking family members do. See, this is why they don't trust a lot of talking to their families and talking to their friends, because some of them will be bought out. They're going to be sold. They're going to sell you out to that motherfucking person. And especially if they're talking about some motherfucking dividends involved, some motherfucking paper. Them motherfuckers going for the money. They going, oh, XYZ on their way over here. I spoke to her or I spoke to them. Yeah, they finna do XYZ. Oh, can you tell me where XYZ at? I'll hit you with this. They selling you out. They selling you out. I'm doing good. How are you doing? See, that's why they can't always trust their people. They can't always trust their people because of that. That's a prime example. That is actually a true story on Tina Turner. She was in the midst of running to her mother. He called her mother. She told him where she was going to come. He met her before that happened. Oh, in California, y'all got them out there. Y'all got them out that way. Like I said, in your city that you're in, you may not can't find them because a lot of them not published. But there is DV shelters in California. Y'all got them out there. Every state has them. Matter of fact, every state has at least one, two, or more DV places for domestic violence. But again, that's something you would not know to find on any Google search. Again, this is something that you will not find on any Google search, no white pages, no yellow pages, because they're not published. When they are domestic violence shelters, they can't be published places. Therefore, you won't find them. You have to go through a resource like 211 to get that info. Most of those are not published places where an address is listed because then they know nobody will be safe that way. Nobody will be safe that way. What will be the point of going to a DV shelter at that point? If you can go look up, oh, I'm finna just take a trip to everyone and see if you're not gonna even get in there. You're not gonna get there. Where I live, they couldn't fund it. I was in a situation and there wasn't any in my city, but you have to go to other counties. That's what I'm saying, in your city, but that doesn't mean that counts for the whole state of California, because that's not true. That's just your city. Because sometimes when shelters are backed up here, a lot of people have to use shelters in other counties. So that means if you have to even travel to a county over, that's what you will need to do. You will need to go to another county if you're not serviced right there in your city. But that's not covering the whole state of California, saying that there's not DV shelters out there. Nah. You will have to travel to within where you can get to them in California. But they definitely have them. Right. You said in your city, they don't have them. But this is what I'm saying. If they don't have them in your city, you have to travel to the nearest county over wherever they are. Because when things are, there's not a lot of shelters or DV shelters out here, but there's enough. So when they're full here, they will actually execute somebody to West Bend. They will actually take a motherfucker to Waukesha. They will actually take you to Kenosha or Racine. These are different counties outside of Milwaukee, but they're still in the state of Wisconsin. So this is what I'm saying. If you don't have that kind of shit right within your city, you do have them in other cities in the state of California. They have to exist out there. They do. You have to just travel to those places. That's where they are. That's what you have to do. Because on California has shelters out there. Y'all deal with a lot of homelessness out there too. A lot. Okay. That's damn near everywhere. I'm not going to buy that there's not a DV shelter, not one in every state. You're going to find more than one in any state. The state of California is a very big place. That's a big state. So again, if you don't have them in certain cities within the state of California, they are in other places, in other cities in that state that you will probably have to travel to or dial 211 and get the information of where they're located, because they definitely there. Well, times are definitely changing. Here we have shelters, DV included, but they kick them out after a certain time regardless. Exactly. I mean, most DV shelters only give you the maximum of between 30 to 90 days, okay? And that's between 30 to 90 days. So that's a maximum of maybe 3 months. And that's with you doing what they want you to do inside of the shelter, because see, those shelters also help people get up on their feet. If you utilizing the shelter in the manner that you're supposed to utilize the shelter in. Any shelter for that matter, I don't even give a damn if it's a regular shelter of you being homeless. They have resources within those shelters to help people get on their feet. Now it's up to you to utilize that shit, because if you don't participate in the things that they ask, that'll get you kicked out. If you definitely breaking curfew, gonna get you kicked out. If you think you coming in that motherfucker drunk, you gonna get kicked out. If you think you finna bring paraphernalia in there, you finna get kicked out. If you doing inappropriate things in there against the rules and policies of that shelter, oh, your ass getting kicked out. You getting kicked out. Shelters come with policies and procedures you have to follow. Shelters come with programs that you do have to participate in if you want to be successful with it. Especially if you in DV shelters, they have all kind of resources there for them women and the men. When you in a women and children shelter, you can take advantage of all of the different resources they have in there. And if you do, you're gonna land on your feet the proper way. If you don't, you're gonna probably find yourself in the situation over again. Okay. But it is for you to utilize what the shelters do provide. Okay, you have to utilize what they provide. Oh, they are definitely, and even in your city, you say you in New Orleans. When I went to New Orleans, I see so many damn homeless folks out there. They everywhere. You know, DV don't have no discrimination to it from state to state. DV happen everywhere, everywhere. And there is resources everywhere. Some of y'all don't know about the resources because y'all not doing y'all homework. But then sometimes you got to know somebody to know something. This is how you find out, from word to mouth. Because a lot of health and human resource workers like to keep shit to themselves. I know that to be a fact. They don't even tell the people that this is going to benefit what's out here for them. But see, that's the difference. That's what I did. That's what I did for people. I told them anything that I've ever came up on, any other kind of program that I have learned about. Oh, they doing XYZ, they'll help you pay for XYZ. If you need help in this area of XY, I told folks, and not just the people that I serve. Not just the people that I came on here telling people that shit. If you in the area of Wisconsin, in Milwaukee, I'm going to let your ass know. Because some people don't know about shit like that because a lot of folks don't tell, which I don't understand why you trying to hold this in your back pocket when it's not beneficial to you. This is beneficial to the people. So why you not telling people what's going to help people in their needs? Tell them. You got to tell them. These people be trying to, they be trying to hold on to something for themselves. Like, for what? How is this benefiting you? This is for people who need this kind of help. She told Ike where she was at. Then she, the mother, yeah, she ratted her out for the money. And she knew that her daughter was in a relationship. And yep, sometimes there is no funding. Sometimes there's no funding. Run to a church. Exactly. You got to run to places like that. Run to a church, a local church. Hell, I don't give a fuck. A local tire, a public place, honey. I don't give a fuck what kind of establishment it may be. Run inside a corner store. Tell the motherfuckers, call the motherfucking police. You stay there. Now, like I said, some people bold. They gonna do it wherever the fuck you stand. They don't care who around. If they feel like they want to do harm to you, they gonna do it. And it don't even matter who's around or not. They gonna do it. But some of them, if they cowardly, and most of them are, if they cowardly because they only like to do shit like that to people behind closed doors. So when the person get around other people, they don't want to do it because, you know, if you are around your family, they act a different way around your people. You know what I'm saying? When you are with people who are like that and you take them around other people, They may act a certain way or portray to be a certain way around your family and friends, but see, they like to do shit behind closed doors to a motherfucking person. So if they like that, they're cowardly, which means that if you go around people in a public place, if you're around folks in a public place, most likely the motherfuckers finna bow out. They not even finna follow you there. They know the fucking police finna be called. They know that you around other folks, so they not finna do that unless they bold. Cause like I said, some of them don't give a damn. Some of them don't care who you around. If they gonna harm you, they gonna harm you around other motherfucking people. Mm-hmm. We have one homeless shelter here in my city, and it only holds about 10 people, and you can stay only one night. Well, that's so sad for the state of California that y'all don't have the type of things that y'all need out there. That state too damn big for that. They ought to be ashamed, for real. All of that shit out there. All of that stuff out there, as big as California is, and it's much motherfuckers with money. Okay, this is what I'm saying. I'm gonna say this because you live in California, so you live around a lot of these motherfucking sedity folks that got that good money. They not sponsoring shit like that out there. Like that's shit of meaning. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of like shit of meaning where you should be putting your money, where you should be investing. If you're gonna invest in any other bullshit, a lot of folks should be actually putting their money in stuff like that, non-profits that's going to actually help motherfucking people all come off the streets of being homeless and hungry, or non-profit buildings to hold motherfucking victims of DV. Like, why y'all putting y'all money somewhere else? There's too many motherfucking rich motherfuckers out there in Cali for that bullshit. It's too many motherfuckers living out there living good, and you can't sponsor some shit that's meaningful. That's crazy to me. Yeah, I know. They got a lot of homelessness out there. A whole lot. How you doing, Miss Pam? She says, good afternoon, midnight, to everyone on the live. How you doing? That's crazy to me. It's too many motherfuckers that live out that way. It's too many motherfuckers that live out that way that's holding weights that can actually come together, pull together, and make a difference with that kind of stuff out there. They need to do better. I mean, I guess people want to put their money where they want to put it. They invest in what they want to invest in, but they need to do better. They need to do way better. Oh yeah, there you go. There go the number. The National DV hotline. You see she put that up there? Okay. This the kind of things you need to be throwing out here. Like, yeah. What? Oh, you said they do? Cause I'm like, I know California gotta have them resources out there. That's in every state. Damn near. Exactly, Miss Pam. That's why I said 211. 211 is a damn good resource, and that's why they ask people. Don't y'all know? Have y'all ever noticed if you never used 211 before, you're not gonna know about all of the shit out here unless you know a motherfucker that's actually in the field of working, or you heard something word to mouth. But 211, a lot of the resources in 211, it's not gonna be some shit that's gonna be found. That's why they ask you to call them. 211. So if y'all in some situations, y'all better utilize that motherfucking 211. I'm talking about 211 don't just help with being homeless. 211 don't just help for DV. 211 help with financial help on anything. Oh, you need clothes, you need local food pantries, you need financial assistance on certain bills like your heating bill, you need rent assistance programs, housing programs, you need all that bullshit right there. You call 211. You utilize 211. 211. Miss Augusta, call 211. I'm telling you now. You didn't know about 211? Call them. If you know somebody out there that need assistance, give them that. 211 is nationwide. Yeah. They gonna get and they don't just, like I said, they don't just cater to just homelessness and DV. You can call 211 for a lot of shit. Y'all can call you could utilize 211 for so much stuff. That's what you're gonna have to call 211. They gonna definitely tell you what's in your state. Just call them and do a trial run with them. Pretend that you need some resources, or pretend that you calling for someone else. It ain't even got to be for you. You could be calling for another. Okay, you call them as if you're calling in for another, and you ask them of all of the shelters in your state, if they don't have them in your city, or if they have a few in your city, they're going to be able to give you the next state or county over, and they're going to give you that info. Just do a trial run. You're going to find out what y'all got right there in y'all state. That's for anybody to do. How you doing, Miss Nessa? She said, good evening, midnight, and everyone. Everybody better utilize that. Y'all better utilize that shit. Y'all better utilize it. I make sure I keep the folks in Milwaukee County on. I'm going to constantly keep them on. I'm going to constantly keep the people out here on because I know a lot. And I'm finna go back to actually being a volunteer for the Red Cross. I'm going back to that this summer. They definitely, I told them, yeah, I'm going to come back and do that with y'all this summer. Anything that I found out, I knew about a lot of funding programs out here. And when they run low in funding, that's something else that I bring awareness to the people of Milwaukee County. Because, see, we may be short of funding here, but they may have funding in other motherfucking places where you can go. You can. I'm definitely going to keep motherfuckers up. I'm finna go back to the Red Cross, some nationwide shit. So then this is going to be also something that's going to help a lot of y'all in different places, in different states. You know what I'm saying? Just like that. When I had to get a R kit done, no doctors or nurses told me about 211. They failed. They failed and dropped the ball. They should have told you that all you need to do is dial 211. You're going to find of all the resources because they out there. They definitely out there. They're out there. You're going to learn about them. As I said, if you want to do a trial run and just learn about what's in your local area, dial the motherfuckers and tell them you calling for another. And you could possibly be calling for your damn self. Because like I said, times get hard. You may want to go to a nice motherfucking local pantry where they give around the good shit. Because you know, some of these pantries these days, they give away meats, they give away good produce, good canned goods. I mean, y'all better go look up into that kind of stuff. Y'all better go look into that shit. It's free. It ain't no cost to you. It's free. It's no cost to you at all. Thank you for them avatars. 211. 211. See, you should have been on some of my lives a while back. Because 211 is something that I've always talked about. 211 is nothing other than a resource line. That's all it is. It's a resource line for so many different things. You can use 211 for so many different things. I said, so if you need clothes, I'm talking about from baby clothes to children, toddlers, you can use 211 for so many different things. If you want to become a person to go into housing programs and you don't know all of the housing programs in your state, you call 211. If you want to know about some medical attention, because maybe your ass ain't got no insurance, call 211. You want to know where the free clinic's at? Call 211. You want to know what churches in your area is going to be giving up shit to help you in your household? Call 211. Okay? It's nothing other than a resource line. That's all it is. That's all it is. It's really about who you know, yeah, and sometimes who you know. That's how you learn about stuff, word to mouth. Because again, that's why I said, you know, those people that work in human health and human services, they don't tell people about programs that's out there to benefit them when they supposed to be doing it. They should be doing it. But see, you got to damn near know somebody for you to learn about a program. That shouldn't even be it. They supposed to be telling somebody about that. I have helped a lot of females get into shelters and they back on their feet. Exactly though, Miss Pam. Exactly. You see? And she said she in California though, Miss Augusta. Y'all both in the same state. Y'all both in the same state. So you just gotta call 211. Anytime if you know somebody in a situation and they need assistance, give them that resource, 211. Give them that. And most shelters are to help you. That's the whole end goal of a shelter. It's supposed to be a place for a person to go in because, like I said, they'll give you a duration of time to be there. And it just depends on what you got going on. You know, a lot of them are first come, first serve, just like that. Unless you got a case manager, you got a referral done, they might be able to push that shit a little bit, faster, depending on your situation. Because I used to do referrals for shelters and everything as well. You know what I'm saying? And that could be pushed a little faster depending on a person's situation. It depends on the safety of that person and what that person is going through. Because when a person is talking about somebody is trying to unalive them, that's real critical. That's serious. They're gonna take that kind of a case first. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have a space there. They're gonna give you a duration of time to be there. You're gonna have to follow the policies and procedures of that place wherever you at, which means that you cannot do things against their policies or that will cause you to be kicked out. You know what I'm saying? And a person can't actually be kicked out of so many shelters that you can't go to none of them. I've also seen it like that, where I've tried to place a person in shelters and I've been told this person cannot come to this shelter. Nope, they can't come here. Nope, they can't come here. Nope, they can't go there. Nope, they can't go because they got a record. They got a rap sheet. You'd have been kicked out of shelters for being a person of a disturbance. You'd have been kicked out of shelters for not following the curfew. You'd have been kicked out because you try to bring paraphernalia in. You'd have been kicked out because you come in smelling like alcohol and illegal substances. They're not playing. A lot of shelters are not playing. You do need to know someone who knows someone in every state because it's rough out here. Exactly. You have to know someone in certain circumstances. You do. You know what I'm saying? You do. If you homeless out here in Cali, it's your choice because they have resources. Well, see, and that's something that I already know, Miss Pam. hmm Resources in every state. It's resources in every state. Now, do everybody get the fair end of those resources? No, I could be the first to say that. Do everybody get to benefit and reap resources that they have in your state? No, that don't happen for everybody. They really giving you bare minimum sometime. You know what I'm saying? This is why a lot of people feel like, oh, where their help is really of no help at all because they trying to do very much the bare minimum. But listen, when you don't have would you rather have some help or no help at all? You know what I'm saying? Sometime in Massachusetts, it's a wait list to get into a shelter. Sad. Yeah, well, that be because they be full. They be fooling, a lot of the times they give them a duration time to stay between 30 to 90 days. So they have to wait. You know what I'm saying? They have to sometimes wait. Sometimes they have to wait. No time limit. I feel like they give them an unrealistic time frame. Yeah. No, you good. You just learned something. You just learned something new now. So now you know. You didn't know about it. So you didn't know about it. So you can't really, you know, say, let me see, you can't really feel, dumb about not knowing something. You know what I'm saying? You just learned of 211, but y'all do have them out there. All you have to do is use 211. There's a waiting list and they don't give them a long time to stay. Well, listen, so what's the wait time for them? And what kind of shelters are you talking? Are you talking like homeless shelters? Because some homeless shelters do this. Okay, it's first come, first serve. So if you come in time to get a bed, you got a bed for that night, but you got to leave every day. So you may not get a bed the next day. You know what I'm saying? If you're not there in time. DV shelters, though, they usually put time brackets up on those people. They usually give them more than 30 days. I'm going to check it out tomorrow. Yeah, check it out. Right, you just didn't know. You know what I'm saying? You can't know about something that you didn't know of. Yeah. Also, there's a website called Goodness of Long Beach, Good Tides, or is that Good Tides of Long Beach? Another resource. So listen, you got somebody right in Cali with you. Maybe y'all need to talk amongst each other because she's right in the state of California, right with you. So maybe y'all can talk about what resources that y'all can share amongst each other. I live in the Bay Area in California, okay? Our city is bankrupt. Wow. She said on the website on Tuesday, I think you can ask for things you need, and as long as you're able to get a location, people will buy or donate items you you're asking for. Trust me, I have used it not too long ago when I was going through some things months ago. Okay. So that's one. That's one of them resources. I have even donated myself. Okay. Good shit of Long. It's called the Good Shit of Long Beach. That's what it's called. See, that's a resource right there. So y'all just got to politic. You know what I'm saying? But they have them everywhere. They're everywhere and they're not listed. Okay. Most time they won't be listed. So you just gotta know what's out there when you do your research on local shit. 211 is definitely a good resource to call for pertaining to what's in your area to help you, to assist you in many realms. Okay, so a lot of people can use 211. Okay, it'll tell you a lot of shit. Like I said, I'm about to become a volunteer in the summertime on my weekends, going back to the Red Cross as a recovery case manager for them. And that's pretty much worldwide. So you don't think that I'm not going to know what kind of new shit they got going on? Oh, I'm going to continue to keep bringing it. Okay. I'm going to keep on bringing it. I'm going to continue to keep bringing it forth. Exactly. If you in a Long Beach area, friend request and I'll help where I can. So you see what she said? If you're in Long Beach area, friend request and I'll help where I can. So there you go. Now you finna learn of even more things that you just didn't have knowledge of these resources out there. Because like I said, a lot of things that is out there, if people are not talking about them or if people are not telling people about it, that's going to be beneficial to other people, you're not going to know about it. You're not going to know about it. This is why people say you have to know someone to know something. Because see, a lot of people will learn things through other people, hearing them tell other people about it. Um, Other people will hear about it through definitely me, my state of folks down here. I'm always gonna keep my state up on everything, and I definitely recite this to whomever I come across or encounter, and I let them know about it as well. And then I have to use it for my consumers as well. Just like I'm gonna get ready to have to go back to using it to consumers that I service in the Red Cross. These folks who encounter disasters and they need different resources from a disaster, just like that. She says she's in the Bay Area, so friend, she told you to. So all she wants you to do is friend request her. Friend request Miss Pam. Oh, friend request her, and she's gonna you both can talk about different things that's out there. Because what you don't know about, you just don't know about, honey. But this is why you getting the information now. So you're not even too late. And then you can share it with someone else. Mm-hmm. So you're not even too late. Because you can share this with someone else. She said, side note, funny story. And my cousin is doing good now. But when he finally got a bed in the shelter. He went to sleep fully clothed and woke up with his socks on, his shorts, and a t-shirt. They took his kicks and everything off him while he was asleep. What? And he didn't feel it? Your cousin must sleep hard as hell. Your cousin must sleep hard as a motherfucker because he didn't feel them. He didn't feel them. Wait a minute. Let me see what you say. They took all of his stuff. He only woke up with his socks on and his shorts and a t-shirt. They took his jeans, they took his shoes, and they took all that shit while he was asleep. Damn, he was sleeping hard as a motherfucker, wasn't he? He didn't even feel them touching him at all. Miss Pam said then 211 is your best resource. She was talking to Miss Augusta on that. That girl, that's crazy. That's crazy that he your cousin was exhausted, honey. So when he hit that bed, he was comfortable. I'm sorry. He was in that deep REM of sleep where he couldn't feel shit. Not even if he wanted, he couldn't feel a damn thing. But he woke up with all that shit gone. I bet he was like, what the fuck? The motherfuckers then robbed him blind in his sleep. Our governor is sweeping all of the homeless encampments, destroying their stuff, tents, etc., bulldozing everything. Wow. And she says, yes, ma'am. Girl. She says she's gonna friend request you. Drunk sleep. Oh well, girl. Okay, something. They stripped him down to his motherfucking boxer shorts and a t-shirt and socks. And that's it. He better be lucky they left his ass with something to walk up out of there with. Hell, he better be lucky on that one right there. Wow. Well, that is something you got to deal with, though. I ain't gonna even lie. That is, they do steal. You know what I'm saying? Them folks be stealing at them shelters too, and then you got to share common areas with people. Honey, sometimes you got to share lockers with them folks if they got it like that. You know what I'm saying? Where you putting your belongings in there. Some of them people work, so they don't take all of their shit with them when they going to work and coming back, and you got to worry about somebody taking your stuff. That be the worry sometimes with shelters because they share a lot of common areas and places where they sleep at. Some of them where you'll get good shelters where you have your own room, you know what I'm saying, or have your own personal spot or space where you're not sharing that shit with somebody else. But most times, if they like them kind of shelters where they actually just compacting y'all all in one motherfucking room where they got so many beds there, you sharing common areas with somebody, you got to worry about somebody stealing. I'm in South Carolina. Can I call 211? Yeah, because 211 is universal. 211 is a universal resource. It's universal. 211 is nothing but a resource center. It's universal. Thank you for the avatar. One homeless man was sleeping under blankets, and the workers failed to check him for people and crushed him and unalived him. What? So you talking about y'all city workers, the construction workers? Damn. They crushed him and unalived him. Wow. That'd be sad, y'all. It's definitely a sad situation. But as sad as it is all of that shit is a choice, okay? It'd be a choice. Now, unfortunate things do happen with people as to why they land in situations like that. You know what I'm saying? But you still, like, listen, unforeseen situations may happen, right? Like a person may fall short where they lost their job and they just don't have the money to pay their bills. They can't pay their bills, so they lose their house. So therefore, they're put out on the street. You can't pay your car note, so you lost your car. You know what I'm saying? But when stuff like that happens, that just means go get another motherfucking job. Okay? And a lot of people like to be very picky about what it is that he or she can do when you are in a situation already. Okay? When you have a situation going on, you really cannot do that. Making some income is better than having none at all. Okay? So if you are in a situation where, okay, like COVID, when COVID happened, a lot of people were laid off. You people that were laid off, Yeah, y'all were laid off, but what's stopping you from going to get an essential job? Because anybody who worked an essential job was not going to be laid off. All essential workers still had a job. So go out there and get another job. Okay, that's just what that means. And yeah, getting a job is not so easy as it was back in the day. We know that to be the fact too, because a lot of shit play a factor in it. You got to think about where the job located at. How am I going to get here every day? How am I going to get back every day? You know, people got to factor all that kind of stuff in. Where I live, do I want to commute this far to come work a job over here where I'm not even making that type of money, so it's not even adding up. I'm spending more money coming out here trying to get to work than I am to pay my bills or to live. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole lot of factors that people gotta factor in. You know what I'm saying? But go get some type of income though. You know what I'm saying? When you lose one income, just go get another one. You know what I'm saying? Just like that. Don't just sit around. Cause see, that's what a lot of people chose to do. They chose to sit around because they knew at that kind of time your landlord really couldn't fuck with you about putting you out your house. No landlord couldn't fuck with, not even a private owned landlord. They couldn't even fuck with nobody about evictions and shit like that. So if a person lost their job and they couldn't pay their bills, they would just be accumulating delinquency with paying their rent, but they wouldn't be able to get put out by law. So then when they were able to lift that shit and landlords was able to go after their tenants, those were the first motherfucking people evicted because those people chose not to go out there, get a job. They chose not to go get a job. They chose to let all their bills pile up like rent, lights, gas, or whatever have you. And you were the first motherfuckers disconnected. You were the first motherfuckers put out. Okay. Because they still not trying to hear that because the landlords still, that's their way of earning. That's their business. Okay. So you got to think about this. When you was not able to pay them, they struggle too, because then how are they going to pay what they need to pay when their tenants are not paying their bills? You understand me? So you got to understand that that's just business. It's nothing personal. These people are business owners to their property or to their properties with an S. So if you're not paying them, then you're making their livelihood a lot harder too for them to even live. So then they went after your ass when they could. You know what I'm saying? That's just what happens. They unalived him by smashing him with a bulldozer. He probably shouldn't have been sleeping in that area either. That probably wasn't safe. Right. Welcome to our governor, Governor Newsom. Mm-mm. So just know that that shit is really a choice, people. Um, Toxicity altogether on any level. Okay, that shit is a choice, and looks can be very deceiving for real. That's not cliche. I know a lot of people like to say that's so cliche to say, but looks are very deceiving. Okay. You cannot say that you know somebody well enough to say that they're not capable of doing XYZ. As a matter of fact, a lot of times y'all know about motherfuckers y'all grew up with and heard about some shit they didn't did. You be like, God damn, I didn't even know he had it in him. Or goddamn, I didn't even know she had that in her. You be saying stuff like that when you hear about things that people do and you know them. I'm talking about you know them. You would be like, well, damn, I ain't know dude was like that, or I ain't know she was like that. They did that because you don't know what their capabilities are, and you may have spent some time around these people. That don't mean you know them like that. So when you think about stories like that on the internet, when you watching folks, we can't really say what is what. You know what I'm saying? We can't say what is what because you really just do not know these people. We only know what they present us with on social media. You know what I'm saying? We don't know their inner characteristics and things like that. It'd be sad to hear about, but I mean, you just don't know about their inner characteristics, just like a lot of people don't know about y'all's. A lot of people don't know about y'all's neither. Okay? Same with me. This is why I say looks can be deceiving, and they are. Most times they are. Okay? Because we'll all say, wow, that's messed up how they did that, or wow, that's messed up how dude did that to her. Wow, that's messed up how she did that to him. You be saying shit like that. Mm-mm. And you known them. That be the thing about it. You known they ass. You done spend time with him. Be like, damn, I didn't know he was like that. That motherfucker was living a whole nother double life. I didn't know he was doing shit like that. That's what people be saying. You know what I'm saying? So you never know what somebody capable of doing. You just don't. And you can't say, oh, they seem to be happy. I mean, there is no perfect nothing with no couple. But oh, they seem to be very happy. Like you're saying that they seem to be so happy to where some shit like this can't happen. Lies. As a matter of fact, it happens like this every time. With the motherfuckers y'all say that with. It happens like that with the motherfuckers we say that shit to. Because it would be no different from my situation that I know, where a motherfucker was looking at a motherfucker like, oh, they seem to be happy, but you unalived your wife. You know what I'm saying? You unalived your wife at the same time, though. It be them. You know what I'm saying? It be that. The one thing that bugged me about that poor man who lost his life like that, all of a sudden his family comes out of the works. And my first thought for the family was, where were you when he was living on the streets? Yep. Why didn't you help him? And now they want to sue the city. Exactly. And that's just, and you know why? Because they greedy. They about money. Because exactly like you said, where were they? Y'all knew that this man wasn't was a home, right? Y'all knew he didn't probably eat every day. He was probably malnourished because he didn't have a fucking meal every day, right? Oh, so why he couldn't go to near one of y'all house? Why wouldn't near one of y'all supporting him? But the soonest you heard that the city had unalived him because he was laying somewhere where the city works, now you want to sue because you feel like they should have been more careful. Well, where the fuck were y'all? That would be my question right there. It'd be those kind of people for me. And that happens a lot too. It'd be that for me. Where were y'all at when he was struggling? Where were y'all at when he needed a place to stay, to sleep, shelter, a meal, a bath? Where was y'all? Where were any of y'all? Nowhere. Nowhere to be found. It's just that for me. So be careful, people. Don't ignore red flags, is what I'm saying, I guess. Okay. I don't care how much you might feel about a person, but if they're not just safe for you, they're not safe for nobody else around you. And don't don't keep yourself in situations like that if you just feel like they're not safe people. It's time to move around. Y'all be saying a lot of time people be saying yes to the wrong folks. You got to say yes to yourself sometime. You got to say yes to yourself and say no to some of these other motherfucking people. You've been giving the wrong people all your yeses now. It's time for you to say no to them. It's time for you to walk away from them people and say yes to yourself now. That's what it's time for. That's how you get rid of toxicity. Just like that. It ain't no other way of saying it. It's just like that. Stop saying yes to all these wrong people, giving all these people your yeses and your time. You know they ain't no good for you. You know they mean you no good. They don't advance you in no kind of way. You study saying yes to these people and saying no to you. No, it's time to say no to these people and start saying yes to yourself. Simple, point blank and period. There's no other way to put that, y'all. It's just like that. Y'all make sure y'all share this live. Y'all make sure that y'all react to the live. This is real talk. If you in a situation to where you need resources, you better dial 211. It's universal. Okay? It's definitely a universal resource. And you can use it for several things, not just homelessness, not just DV. No, it's used for a whole lot of other shit. You can use it for a whole lot of other stuff. It's not just for that. Okay? Utilize it though. Utilize it. You got to utilize it. The family was well off too. Wow. Ain't that something? Sometimes people don't let their loved ones know they're struggling. And that's true. That's true. That's true. But damn, shit, it works both ways though, Miss Latuska. Okay, even if a motherfucking person didn't hit your ass up, do y'all ever talk? You know what I'm saying? Because if you ever seen somebody who's struggling to the capacity like that, you would be able to see that on them. You'll be able to sense that. Like, do y'all even speak to each other? Do y'all even talk to one another? Them motherfucking people down there be knowing that they struggling. They just don't feel like they want to help at that point in time. It takes for them. They saw dollar signs with that situation right there. They knew they saw dollar signs with that, and they never lift their hands to help. Cause hell, how y'all don't know that that person's struggling that hard? Y'all don't talk. When the last time you seen this person? You know what I'm saying? When the last time y'all had a talk? They know he was out there and needed help. Now they want money. Exactly. It seems like they saw dollar signs with that. They saw dollar signs with that situation. Cause how you don't know that he's struggling in that capacity? You must don't talk to him regularly to know. Because if you seen him, or if you would seeing him on a regular, you probably would know that he's hungry because he's eating like he hasn't ate in days, or she's eating like it be that kind of shit. That their appearance may be not right. It's just things you can pick up. You know what I'm saying? They saw dollar signs right there. They came on camera, nice ass clothes and shoes on their bodies. Listen, and want more money. Greed. Oh, they knew he was on the streets for years. Listen, it's greed. Greed is one of the deadly sins that you should never have. It's greed. You know what I'm saying? You should never be a person of greed. When you're greedy and money is everything to you, you don't give a damn about nobody else. You know what I'm saying? You don't give a damn about nothing else but how to make the most money and how to get somebody else's fucking money. How to get over on someone else to get their damn money. You know what I mean? That's how greedy people think. And that's how folks of greed think. You know what I'm saying? Because yes, where the fuck were you? That will be the question. Where were you? Uh-huh. It's very sad. So utilize that 211. If you're not following this platform, you might want to, because that is what my platform is about. You know what I'm saying? As I said before, I am still a case manager. I am a nurse as well. So I come with all the motherfucking resources. I'm gonna keep my city on. Do you hear me? I'm gonna keep my city on when it comes to anything that I learn. So if you want to know about that kind of shit, because I talk about shit of society, okay? And all of that is an issue of society. So if you're not following, you need to follow, because you're gonna learn a lot of shit this way. Okay, this way you will. You will, because that's something that I'm gonna constantly keep on bringing forth. That's something that I'm gonna keep on coming with, information on. It's gonna be beneficial to people of the internet, even. You know what I'm saying? If you don't know about stuff like that, like I said, I've already serviced too many people. I've already serviced too many people when it came to resources of any kind or any financial. I did that already. When I started my YouTube channel, it was YouTube first. I wasn't even doing nothing with this page. I wasn't even doing shit with my page over here. I started YouTube first. And Instagram. I used to share my YouTube things that I did over there on Instagram. Them motherfucking people over there from YouTube to motherfucking Instagrams were DMing me about a lot of shit that I was talking about when I was putting that shit on my YouTube. I just then started fucking with this over here, because I said a lot of people was like, Nene, since you like going live a lot on your personal page, you might want to utilize that other page. I'm like, you know what? You're right. So when I came over here, I used my platform over here. This was supposed to be about things of the world. Like, I do cooking over here. So I do cook. Okay. But I also like to talk about topics of society or of the world, and bring forth shit like resources and shit like that. That's what I do. You know what I'm saying? On top of pranks and games. Those two are something that I incorporated, but it was really about me bringing forth awareness. That's what it's for. Oh, look at Auntie. How you doing? How you doing, Auntie? She said, hey, midnight at Joanne's Gifting Hands and everybody on the live. How you doing, Auntie? Happy hump day. She said 100. Right. Look at all the avatars. Thank you for the avatars, Auntie. It's just real. That's just what it's for. Reach one, teach one. Okay, that's what it's for. So if you're not following, you better follow. Cause men ain't gonna come with some resources on top of that. And I'm definitely finna have even the more. Cause when you talk about the Red Cross, some shit that's universal, baby, stop playing with me. I'm about that kind of stuff. That's what I'm about. Mm-hmm. Mm-mm. I'm gonna always bring that kind of shit forth. I'm gonna always kind of bring that kind of stuff forth. Okay, that's gonna be what I bring. Okay, that's just what I'm bringing. I'm bringing that forth. So you might want to follow. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, call them. So you never used 211 ever either though, Miss Nessa, or you've never heard of 211. I'm surprised a lot of y'all never heard of 211. I don't know when y'all come around as far as when y'all start actually paying attention to my page, but that's something that I've always put out here. 211 is a resource, okay? Thank you for the share. 211 is nothing of a resource hotline. That's all it is. Thank you, Auntie, for the share and support. Y'all better follow up on that. I told y'all what to do. You just do a trial run. Act as if you calling for yourself, because like I said, it's a lot of shit they help you with. You could be acting as if you calling in for yourself, or you can be acting as if you calling to get information for another, and they're gonna tell you so many things in your area. You're gonna be like, oh my God, yeah, midnight you online. Yeah, try. Okay, try them if you have not ever. If you have never tried. Thank you for not judging me for not knowing about 211. I appreciate it. Well, everybody don't know. You know what I'm saying? Everybody don't know. So that's why I say don't feel like you stupid. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of people that don't know about 211 and what 211 can do. You know what I'm saying? They probably feel like 211 only caters to sheltering or homelessness. And that's just not all they cater to. I'm here to tell y'all that. They may feel like 211 only helps with a variety or certain things when they help with a variety of things. You know what I'm saying? So just give them a try. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Give them a try. Give them a trial run. Give them a call. You're going to find out. You're going to find out what's all in your area. Do that. And then y'all let me know when you do. Okay? I bet you be like, oh, midnight. You ain't never lied. I bet you. I bet you say, oh, midnight. You ain't never lied. Life is forever teaching us, ain't it? All the time. Okay, yep, she got a thumbs up. Y'all got to try that shit. It's out there for you to use. Okay? It's out there for you to use. And sometimes funding is low, a lot of places, but sometimes they have periods and times where the funding picks up. Okay? You just don't never know. You got to use it though. You know what I'm saying? You have to use it. You got to use it. And that is the word of that. So it is going to be rest in peace to that young brother, Lips, that YouTuber. It's going to be prayers to his family and his husband family, because like I said, you know, for his husband, if he's sought out to be someone to cause that young brother's death, you know, his family got to lose somebody too, because he's going to be in the pen, you know, for doing what he did. You got to sit down for doing what you did. So both of the families is taking some losses right now, you know, and both of them is probably at odd right now too. But like I said, the sister is not personally biased. I like her response. I like how she handled everything, the way she spoke. I really like how she talked. She didn't sugarcoat things, and she didn't condone things. She did not say that her brother couldn't have been somebody of a. She basically was saying in so many words that he could possibly have been the aggressor, or it could have been the husband. You know what I'm saying? Either way, you know, because you know that he had controlling issues, you know what I'm saying? So I like the fact that she's not looking at the husband in a way to where she's blaming him, you know what I'm saying? Because she said she was not there. She don't know what happened. And that's the mind frame a lot of people need to have when shit happens. If you were not there to witness it or you didn't see it, you know what I'm saying? We don't know what happened. And we don't know how it went down. And little do we not know if that was related to his medical problems. You know what I'm saying? Because the man did deal with medical issues. He eventually obviously had heart problems. You know what I'm saying? So we just don't know. But I don't understand why he didn't let the family know about that. See, that's the only thing that's iffy, and that will make you look suspect alone. You know what I'm saying? To the fact that, okay, when that happened, why was not the family notified of the man going to the hospital? And why did the family have to be notified after the man expired by hospital officials on top of that? You know what I'm saying? People of the law and hospital trying to find closest of kin to let them know that that man expired. Why didn't the husband contact the family himself? Okay, unless he was already in custody. Was that a thing? You know, so we have to think. Was he in custody to the point where he couldn't contact them? And so maybe the law had to do it or hospital staff had to do it. But why wasn't they notified days prior to his death? I mean, they could have been visiting the man. The man practically died alone, like she said, like their parents did. She said that he basically died alone like their parents did, basically like that. Nobody got a chance to say their final goodbye to him in the hospital. She did say that he did not want a funeral as far as a burial. They said that he wanted to be cremated. So they said that they were cremating him and putting his ashes around like they did their parents. So that's what the sister said. The sister said that he did not want a burial service. He want cremation, and that they're going to have him cremated, and that they're just going to spread his ashes around the world just like they did their parents. And so that's what they said. And that's what they shall do. But it's just unfortunate that that happened like that. And they seem to be so happy. This is why I wanted to show the clips of them laughing together, celebrating anniversaries together. They just seem like they were so happy, but looks can be deceiving, people. And they are. With that being said, this is your girl Midnight. Y'all make sure y'all place this on the replay and watch it on the replay, share it, and do all that good stuff. Midnight, I holler back at y'all. I'm signing off and signing out. Y'all have a good Wednesday. Happy hump day.